Hi friends, welcome back to my channel. Today's episode, let's understand what is cloud ROI, return on investment. Let's discuss this. One of the common questions for every customers who are planning to move to cloud centers, their fundamental question is, what is the ROI on their investment and whether is it worth doing it? So customers used to be very curious about what the cloud was and how it could benefit their businesses. They have either already adapted it or maybe they are on the verge of doing it so. And they wanted to know how they will benefit and what costs they should factor in. For me, there is no easy way to calculate cloud ROI. But you can ask me, there are many different perspectives on cloud cost reductions and what constitutes actual savings. See, let's understand one thing. The true measure can only be linked to the, your variable when you're planning to move to the clouds. For example, let's say you have a company, want to measure an ROI by comparing the cost of a cloud versus your on-premise hosting. The benefits may not appear to be significant at the initial times. However, there are very slew of additional considerations you should consider when moving to the cloud. So all of which can lead to direct and indirect benefits as well as your ROI, return on investment. And if you observe closely, some of the drivers every company or as a customer should keep a note of it. Do you have a desire to spend less time in your data centers? Or your underlying infrastructure management is very heavily reliant on your third parties? Or you have a cost cutting requirements? Or it is just time to market as one of the prerequisite for you? Or you have a requirement to improve your business agility while reducing some of the technical debts? So these are some of the examples of a common drivers for any company. To achieve this, you as a customer need to understand what it will cost them, what parameters you will influence these costs, and what point you will consider it as a ROI. There are various costs it will affect your overall ROI. So these costs includes implementation cost, your initial investment cost, and support cost. Initial investment will have your initial capex. And you already identified which are all the applications you're planning to decommission, and do you have an additional security controls and governance in terms of a process, and do you have a right fit of talent for your cloud expertises. So all this includes your initial investment costs. When it comes to implementation cost, it has your migration costs or your IT moderation systems which you are planning to move. At the same time, you need to run two parallel environments in on-premise and as well as cloud. And you also have your own hardware costs. So I think what you need to do is you have to carry out very detailed assessments to understand how do we, balancing out what aspects to be covered under implementation costs, right? For example, do you have a proper landing zone? Or do you have a right CSP? Or do you have a clarity on end-to-end complete integration systems, which you manage within your data center? And do you have a clarity in terms of your complete infra consolidation? And do you have a right sizing of applications, right? So some of the thoughts I just shared in terms of what you need to put in your assessments. So once you understand some of the costs towards your migration, it also have its own licensing costs. So when I say licensing cost, it may be in terms of operating system or database versions, or some of the commercial off the shelf applications such as SharePoint, Microsoft Dynamics, you might be having it within your organization. So please do proper assessment, understand how do we take a better decisions on what has to be modernized and what has to be migrated into the cloud. And the other one is support cost. Building a completely new environment also has its own additional cost of management and monitoring areas, isn't it? So preferably what happens, most of companies, they go with the same tool, which may or may not be the right fit, or may not be able to use a complete cloud features in a different optimized way. So this also has its own cost. Sometimes it goes up because you wanted to manage multiple environments unless you come out of your data center, right? It's an additional cost for managing all your tools, and it also has a additional cost for your cloud expertises in terms of your new talent, people who knows in and out of the cloud infrastructure for your company. At the same time, it helps you to reduce some of the aspects, right sizing of your virtual machines or consolidation of your end-to-end storage requirements. So how do you measure ROI on the cloud? Measuring a growth or a success in the cloud is never direct measure of a cost. A success is not always tied with your IT costs alone. It also must be linked to your goals of your organization. ROI should be clearly defined in your business case upfront so that you measure against your completion timelines. There are 5 areas where you need to be considered when you wanted to measure ROI on the cloud. 1. Operational excellence. Optimize your application performance, optimize your application portfolio, and understand which are all processes where you wanted to reduce the redundancy within your company, and see which are all portfolios you would like to modernize for a given applications, whether it will be platform as a service or a container as a service. At the same time, you reduce your operational overload as well. 2. Scalability. So design and plan your scalability thoroughly, and your high availability is very important if your business is getting grown. Understand where is the peak increase, when was the last time the drops happened, so that accordingly you can spin the respective workloads within the cloud. 3. Agility. Automate, build and release, very important. Okay, this entire end-to-end pipeline needs to be automated, and see how you can improve your underlying frameworks, and how do we incorporate your agile and DevOps methodologies within your day in day out of operations. And 4, move workloads to the cloud. So moving as much as workloads as possible to the cloud, and ensure that you plan it in a right fashion, and understand cloud is always a journey, right? So reduce as many footprints as possible for your workloads. You categorize them based on their criticality, and then understand which are all workloads are eligible to move to cloud. So do a proper detailed assessments with the expertise or a talent within your team, or hire a consultant to understand, to help you to formulate the end-to-end approach. And the last but not the least, it's cost. So cost is one of the major factor, very important aspect. So most clients they start seeing ROI within 3 to 5 years by considering moving to the cloud. Just to conclude my thoughts, understand cloud computing always holds its own disruptive potential. So the promise of your cost savings on the cloud you realize only if you pay right attention to your infrastructure. Optimizing your cloud spend doesn't have to be complicated. So understand what are the best practices you can bring it over to the table, and see how better you optimize your IT infrastructure expenditure when you're planning to move to cloud.